In 2005, at Bagram Air Base, Afghanistan, the sun is just beginning to peek over the horizon, casting long shadows over the base. 4 Navy SEALs awaken for their mission ahead. Marcus Luttrell, played by Mark Wahlberg, gets up in his bunk. He's the team's medic and sniper, a man of few words with a quiet intensity that speaks volumes. Then there's Michael Murphy, the charismatic team leader, played by Taylor Kitsch. He's the glue that holds the team together, his leadership both respected and unquestioned. Next, we meet Danny Dietz, the communications officer, played by Emil Hirsch. He's the youngest of the group, but his determination and courage are second to none. And finally, there's Matthew Axelson, the second sniper, played by Ben Foster. He's stoic and dependable, the rock of the team. The camaraderie between the 4 is palpable. They're not just teammates, they're brothers. But beneath the banter, there's a sense of gravity. They know the dangers they face, and they know the importance of their mission. The team is briefed on Operation Red Wings. Their task is to capture or kill notorious Taliban leader Ahmad Shah. It's a high-risk mission, deep in hostile territory. They study maps, discuss strategies, and prepare their gear. The tension is palpable, but so is their determination. High above the rugged, unforgiving terrain of the Hindu Kush Mountains in Afghanistan, the roar of Chinook and Apache helicopter blades cut through the air as our team of 4 Navy SEALs is lowered onto the rocky ground. They're alone now, in hostile territory with a dangerous mission ahead. They move with purpose, navigating the treacherous terrain with the ease of seasoned professionals. Their destination is a hill overlooking a small village nestled in the valley below. This is where Ahmad Shah, the notorious Taliban leader, is believed to be hiding. Once they reach the hill, they quickly set up an observation post. Camouflaged and silent, they become part of the landscape, invisible to the untrained eye. They settle in, their eyes glued to the village below, their senses heightened. Every sound and every movement could be a potential threat. Hours turn into a day as they watch and wait. The village is a hive of activity. Through the lens of their sniper scopes, they finally spot him, Ahmad Shah. They observe him and take photos for confirmation while maintaining their stealth. The tension is palpable, but the SEALs remain patient. Hours pass as some of the SEALs rest, when suddenly the silence is broken by the sound of approaching footsteps. The SEALs tense, their hands instinctively reaching for their weapons. Through the underbrush, a group of goat herders appears. The SEALs are about to be compromised. All of a sudden, one of the headers steps on Marcus's shoe and the team springs into action, capturing the herders. But now they face a moral dilemma. They have 3 options. Option 1, terminate the herders, compromise the mission, and hike out for evac. Option 2, tie them up and hike out for evac, where the herders will most likely be eaten by wolves. And option 3, let them go and risk being discovered by the Taliban, most likely having a firefight. After a debate between the team, each SEAL proposing the 3 options and possible outcomes to each other, Murphy, the team leader, steps into the argument and insists on upholding the rules of engagement, which state they cannot harm civilians, so the SEALs decide to let the herders go. However, the consequences of their decision will soon unfold in a deadly firefight that will test their brotherhood and years of SEAL training. As the herders disappear down the mountain, one of them is a young man, and he is fast. So the SEALs quickly break camp and move to a more defensible position. They know it's only a matter of time before the Taliban are alerted. Their mission to capture or kill Ahmad Shah has now become a mission of survival. And sure enough, the Taliban come. They come in numbers far greater than the SEALs could have anticipated. The quiet of the mountains is shattered by the roar of gunfire. Outnumbered and outgunned, the SEALs fight back with everything they have. They're trained for this, but the sheer number of Taliban fighters is overwhelming. The firefight is brutal. Bullets whiz past, kicking up dust and chipping away at their cover. The SEALs return fire, their disciplined shots taking down several Taliban fighters, but it's like trying to hold back the tide. Dietz is the first to be seriously wounded. A bullet hits him in the neck, but he continues to fight, his determination undeterred. Axelson is hit next, but he too continues to fire back at the encroaching Taliban. The situation is dire. With the team wounded, they continue to fight but are forced to fall back, tumbling down the steep, rocky slopes, all while under a hail of bullets. However, once they come to and regroup, they realize they have left Dietz up top and are now in an uphill fight. Outnumbered, as rockets fly into the rocks near the team, Murphy makes a decision that embodies the selflessness and courage of the SEALs. In a desperate bid to get help, he moves up to a rock face and into the open, exposing himself to enemy fire, hoping to get a clear signal to make a call for help. He manages to reach headquarters and relay their position, but he's shot multiple times in the back as he overlooks the valley, finally falling to his knees. After this initial firefight, Luttrell and Axelson, though wounded, managed to evade the Taliban. Now with Murphy's call for extraction back at Bagram Air Base, the call is received, and a quick reaction force, QRF, is immediately scrambled. The QRF, consisting of SEALs and Army Night Stalkers, board a Chinook helicopter and head towards the extraction point. However, as they approach the extraction point, disaster strikes. The Chinook is hit by a rocket-propelled grenade fired by the Taliban. The helicopter, with all 16 men on board, crashes into the mountainside, leaving no survivors. Back on the ground, Luttrell and Axelson witness the Chinook being shot down. They're now truly alone, their hope of rescue extinguished in the fiery crash. They continue their desperate retreat down the mountain, using the rugged terrain to their advantage. But But the Taliban are relentless. They pursue the SEALs, their numbers seemingly endless. Luttrell and Axelson fight back, their training and determination keeping them alive. In the chaos of the firefight, Axelson is hit again. Despite his injuries, he continues to fight, his spirit unbroken. But the odds are against him, and he's eventually overrun after reverting to his pistol in his last stand, leaving Luttrell alone. Back at Bagram Air Base, the news of the failed mission and the loss of the SEALs reverberates like a shockwave. The base is a hive of activity as the search for Luttrell continues. Apache helicopters scour the mountains looking for any sign of life from the crash and the SEAL team, but with such dense forests, the pilots are unable to spot anyone. Marcus, once again, is alone. Wounded and exhausted, Marcus continues to evade the Taliban. He hides in a crevice, his body screaming in pain, his mind racing. He's lost his brothers, his mission has failed, and he's alone in enemy territory. But fate has a different plan for Luttrell. When he awakens in the morning, he's discovered by a local Pashtun villager named Muhammad Gulab. Instead of turning Luttrell over to the Taliban, Gulab takes him in. He risks his own life and the lives of his village to protect Luttrell, honoring an ancient Pashtun code of hospitality and asylum known as Pashtunwali. When they get back to the Pashtun village, Gulab makes a daring move. He sends a villager on a perilous journey to the nearest American base with a note from Luttrell. The note, written in shaky handwriting, contains coordinates for the village along with Marcus Luttrell's name and social security number for identity verification. However, the villager must navigate the dangerous landscape, avoiding Taliban patrols. Meanwhile, Gulab and his son attempt to nurse Luttrell back to health, all while defending their village from the Taliban, who are hunting for the remaining American SEAL. All of a sudden, the Taliban storm the village and take Marcus out to a log to be decapitated, and just as he is about to be killed, the villagers rebel and force the Taliban out. But this move cost them a battle that will soon come. After what feels like an eternity, the villager with the note finally reaches the American base and delivers it. The base springs into action and a rescue mission is launched immediately. Soldiers are briefed with coordinates set. The mission is clear: bring Luttrell home. The rescue team, made up of Special Forces soldiers, takes off toward the coordinates provided in the note. They fly low and fast, the roar of the helicopter blades echoing off the mountains. Back in the village, Gulab and the other villagers are attacked by the Taliban. They're outnumbered and outgunned, but they stand their ground, ready to protect Luttrell at all costs. The rescue team arrives just in time. A firefight ensues as the villagers and the rescue team pierce over the hills. Apache helicopters light up the Taliban as they run into the hills, but hell from above strikes. An AC-130 gunship sends rounds flying into the hills at the fleeing Taliban. Amidst the chaos, a team is lowered into the village, and Luttrell is rescued and hoisted onto a helicopter. Luttrell takes one last look at the village, at Gulab, the man who saved his life. The rescue mission is a success. Luttrell is brought back to Bagram Air Base, his return a bittersweet moment of relief and mourning for the brothers he lost. His survival is a testament to his resilience, the brotherhood of the SEALs, and the unexpected kindness of a Pashtun villager. The true story of the lone survivor is a story of courage, sacrifice, and survival against all odds. Subscribe to CinemaScoop so you never miss the latest movie explanations, reviews, and analyses. Thanks for watching.